This is Turnbuckle TV, the home of UK independent wrestling on demand.
We're now ready for the first of tonight's main events. It's tag team time.
Hello everyone, welcome to Turnbuckle TV Classics. I'm your host for this episode, Harry Binks, and today we're watching an old tag team match from 2001, dug up from the vault, Bath Pavilion. It is the Bushwhackers versus, let me make sure I get this right, Tagori and Dusty Wolfe. Yep. Dusty Wolfe might sound familiar because he's one of the people that was able to play Doink. He's one of like the 5 or 6 people, handful of people that were like contracted to play Doink at some point. I was watching WrestleMania 9 the other day, and I hadn't watched it before. Obviously, I wasn't around when it was happening because I was not born yet. And yeah, I saw that there was 2 Doinks in that, and I didn't realise until then I didn't even realise more than one person played Doink. I don't think I can remember. And he's teamed up with Tagori, who is mainly known for James Mason. Oh, that's his other ring name. Yeah, he's a UK indie wrestler. I have not watched any of his matches before. I've just been doing a bit of research on these people. And, yeah, Dusty Wolfe and the Bushwhackers are like former WWE, or slash WWF really, wrestlers. And Tagori, I'm pretty sure, has just mainly, wrestled in Britain. He's definitely been around the world now. But like when this was happening, I'm pretty sure he was just mainly in the British indie scene. And this was during the Bushwhackers like farewell tour. Like they toured the UK in 2001, obviously, which is when this was. So this is at Bath Pavilion, which is obviously in Bath. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. But yeah, it's quite interesting to look back at these matches because I've only ever seen the Bushwhackers matches when, obviously, it's been like looking back at WWE matches back in the day. So I haven't seen anything from such a smaller event compared to obviously the massive WWE or WWF back then matches. This was obviously a few years after they left WWE because this is their like farewell tour. I think it's their farewell tour as the Bushwhackers, I think I read. I'm not sure if anyone, either of them wrestled afterwards, but yeah. But this is one of the closing matches, I think, of the Bushwhackers anyway. I'm not sure if this was when they both retired, because obviously you hear about there's wrestlers that, you know, they don't retire like hardly ever until they're like unable to wrestle anymore, so I'm not sure if that's one of these situations or not. Yeah, obviously the crowd's going to be wanting the Bushwhackers to win because it's probably a big deal having like a popular legendary tag team like in the house here. But yeah, obviously if you're wondering why the camera quality is bad, as you've probably seen all the other Turnbuckle TV Classic episodes, this is obviously unseen footage dug up from the vault. Obviously way back when the camera quality might not have been that good. They might have just chose to record on a not that good camera, but yeah, completely unseen footage, I'm pretty sure. As they're gonna get the match underway soon. But yeah, so Tagori, his other ring name is James Mason, and I'm pretty sure that is the most well-known one that I could find. I couldn't find anything about Tagori. Like, I feel like, other than the fact that one of his ring names was Tagori's been swept under the rug, and there's not really been much about him. But yeah, James Mason. There's definitely been a lot more about him that I could actually find. I didn't realise they were the same person because I had to search so deep into finding anything. So maybe Tagori was only used for like these sorts of matches. So obviously it wasn't that out in the open and not televised or anything. James Mason's been in like TNA, even wrestled in Japan a few times. So, James Mason's 40 years old. I'm thinking he... Right now, I'm pretty sure he's been wrestling for, what, like 27 years or something? In 2019. So back then I think back in 2001, he still had a lot of experience. Like, you know, they're in the like indie scene, but they still have definitely a lot of experience. Because Dusty Wolfe, obviously, like I said, mainly known for his jobber role in WWE. So all four of these people have mad wrestling experience at this point, anyway. So it's not like they're facing any newcomers to wrestling. I'm pretty sure James Mason had about 8 years of experience at this point. Can't remember the exact number that I read somewhere, but yeah, I've just been doing a little bit of research on the people because I obviously knew about the Bushwhackers, but the other two I had a bit less knowledge about, but yeah. So interesting to see this match going down. Definitely, only recently, or not recently, a few months ago, got into watching old wrestling matches. I've been a bit of a, sort of, I think the oldest match I watched before then would have been like, maybe, like 2003 on DVD, but other than that it's just been 10 onwards, really. So, and I recently got back into watching all the old wrestling events and stuff. And that's how I got to WrestleMania 9 and watched that, which was pretty interesting. A lot of the matches back then at that WrestleMania didn't actually end cleanly, which is interesting. They're doing the typical tag team match style. I wonder if this is going to be a completely one-sided match for the Bushwhackers, or if it's going to be like an even tag match, like a normal. Because this was like their sort of farewell tour, so maybe like some tag teams, if they're like famous, legendary, or whatever, they could be booked to literally just completely destroy the others. But I'm pretty sure, based on the length of this match, that it's going to be more of a evenly matched match, pretty much. I always find it hard to tell the Bushwhackers apart. It's sort of like, if they look similar at all... Tagori just tripped into the ring, that's great. If the tag team looks similar at all, especially with the sort of awkward camera quality, it's hard to tell them apart. It's pretty easy for some people, but I have not seen that many Bushwhacker matches. So this match literally took place when I was 2 years old, so that's definitely why I've not really watched the Bushwhackers that much, because this was their farewell tour, and if I was 2 then I didn't see them wrestle live or anything, so. So Tagori's real name is actually James Mason. No, wait, that's his ring name. I got completely confused. James Atkins is his real name. I was gonna say. I was like, it's quite, I don't know, I would say it's quite rare that someone has their real name as their ring name, but I guess it's not really too rare. You see it sometimes, yeah. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be a one-sided match, 100%. Yeah, so James Mason debuting in 1993, so yeah, definitely 8 years of experience. So I was just looking at some information here just so that I have something to talk about, because I definitely haven't seen too many matches from these 4 people. I was going to say about the commentary too, but then I realised it's not actually commentary, it's just someone like next to the camera, just like shouting random things like chants and stuff, which was just very interesting. I thought it was like I heard like a voice in the background, but because I'm like speaking over, I didn't realise that it's actually just someone right next to the camera, and not actually like commentary. I was gonna say, if they had commentary for like a video like this, and it's been completely unseen and no one's seen it, that would be pretty sort of weird, really.
Come on, Whackers!
So now you got Dusty Wolfe in the ring. So seeing as he's well known for being like a sort of a jobber in WWE, I wonder if he actually won that many matches in the Indies. He didn't wrestle in the UK too much, or in in the UK too much, because when I looked up everything, a lot of places just sort of say, oh, but he like worked in the US for pretty much all of his career, and I couldn't find anything about his whole being in like Britain or anything, but maybe he was just around at the time when this was happening. So that's Dusty Wolfe being swept under the UK indie scene rug along with Tagori, because both of them I didn't know he actually wrestled in the UK indie scene, but I didn't even know who Tagori was. But James Mason I've heard of, but like I say, the only UK indie scene I'm familiar with was like, I watched Defiant when that first started as WCBW, and that's when I got into like wrestling other than sort of Impact or WWE. And then from there, I realised that there was a whole load of wrestling that's really good out there. And then I watched the UK Classic tournament. That's what it's called, the UK tournament. The first one that they had, and it was really good. And yeah, from there I got into indie wrestling. That's enough about me. What about you? In the comments below, if you're watching this on YouTube, when did you first start watching the UK indie scene? Get some interaction there. As the heels doing what they do best, leaving, threatening to leave, and then realising that they should get back in because, you know, if they're going to lose, why be my count out when you can actually beat up the Bushwhackers? Interesting stuff. This is definitely like a night. It's like a very normal, like, classic tag team match. How they have the heels just like the referee being distracted there, and then they double teaming. It's very like a normal tag team match, which is quite nice to see. Because sometimes, you know, if this is the Bushwhackers farewell tour, you would think, oh, maybe they're just, because it's Dusty Wolfe who was sort of a jobber in WWE. You never know, maybe they're just going to completely squash him. But yeah, the refs distracted again. I don't think they actually did any cheats there. You see that spit fly? In the bad quality camera that we have, you can still see the spit fly out of his mouth. So yeah, Tagori, in 2019 he's 40 years old. So if we do the maths, he was 22 when this match was happening. Imagine being 22, sort of like, then again, that wouldn't even be the start of his career, because he was 8 years into his career. But just facing a legend, like the legend tag team from WWE, that had only left a few years ago, and they were going on their farewell tour, and you got the honour to face them in one of their matches. Pretty crazy to think about. And then you're also teaming up with Dusty Wolfe, who, you know, if you say you could team up with someone that played Doink, you know, that's a great, you know, story to tell the grandkids. He teamed up with Doink the Clown once. It's pretty crazy that James Mason wrestles as Tagori, and like I looked up Tagori and everything. All you could see is like a few YouTube videos that were obviously not like even like official like shows. They were just the people that were at the local shows just like recording it. Oh, and you got the evil man just completely taunting the Bushwhackers and just, you know, copying them. And like the whole match, that chant, Bushwhackers chant, is just going crazy throughout the whole time. It was definitely a great thing to be at an event like this. There's a lot of British events now. There's like so many local ones around the area, and yeah, there's just loads of great ones that you never really see because a lot of them don't get recorded. But nowadays, a lot of them do because, you know, the rise of like YouTube and the social media and Turnbuckle TV. You know, if you're watching on YouTube, you know, definitely check out Turnbuckle TV. The great amount of content that you can get there. You get all of the good British indies, the ones that the undiscovered, I guess, really. You know, you've got your popular ones, but then you've got the ones that are just waiting to be found, the hidden gems. Anyway, back to the match. Bushwhackers doing the whole double team thing. Oh, here we go. Taking out Tagori. And that's the end of the match, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. There we go. Thank you for watching Turnbuckle TV Classics. You can find me on Facebook, Beanie Bink, which is for video editing and such. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you sometime soon. Remember, subscribe if you're on YouTube and check out turnbuckletv.com for more wrestling action. Whether it be completely old school Turnbuckle TV Classics or some crazy undiscovered UK indie scene stuff.